a lot of red pillars talk about it. A lot of red pillars talk about it. But a lot of women don't like to listen to men. For some reason, y'all don't like to listen to men because y'all act as if the shit that we say is just stupid. But we always keep the receipts. We always have examples and showing y'all why the things that we say and why we say them is not just to be saying it or just to be heinous or just to be mean or be a dick or be misogynistic. We say it because we see these things happen, and it's happening to a lot of men out here. So there's a situation where this woman, sad to say,
today
a black woman who lied on her, I guess you could call, I'm just gonna say baby's father. The baby's father for false accusation on grape. Falsely accused him. Sent this man to jail. To jail. He served years in prison off a false accusation. Something he never did. Let's get the story.
We're going to clean up the infection.
Shout out to Miss Ayanla. Is it Iyanla? Iyanla. Fix my life.
We're going to tell the truth.
I don't know.
Mr. Monzel, in your lie detector test, you were asked, did you have any sexual contact with any of your 3 daughters? You said no. And the lie detector said there was no deception.
Yes, thank God.
How does that feel for you? And that your daughters know it.
Well, I felt they always did know it.
You felt they always did know it.
Mm-hmm.
And didn't speak it because?
They didn't know no better. They wasn't told no different.
Look at this. Look at this. Not a care in the world in her eyes. Not a care. I don't even think she has any amount of embarrassment in her mind, in her heart. I don't think she cares, bro. Look at her. Look at her face. Just stale. Just stale.
Miss Yvonne took a lie detector test and said, did you make up or exaggerate any stories with the intention to harm Monzel? She responded no, and the answer was deceptive.
Ooh.
Then he asked you, did you say something to the effect of, I'm going to make sure you're never happy again? She responded no, and the answer was deceptive. So Miss Yvonne has a...
This is why. This is why in the red pill community, a lot of men are saying, stop pedestalizing the box, dog. Stop simping for the box. Mind you, I don't know how this lady looked when she was younger. She could have looked more attractive. I don't know. She got good skin. But the deceptive of a woman, the devilish behavior that a lot of women can possess, you got to pay attention to everything as a man. You got to be cautious on how you move, how you're talking to these women, bro. A lot of these women are traumatized. They got their own trauma. They got a lot of baggage, and they're looking to hurt the next man that they can get their hands on, or the next sucker, because they want you to feel the pain that they feel, instead of going to fix their own shit, going to therapy, and healing from their fucking traumas. You got a black man who wanted to be in his children's lives. Who wanted to be in his children's life. And I'm sorry, I keep bringing that little aspect of a black man, right? Which we all know that if y'all look at the statistics and the data, majority of black men are the most active in their children's lives. But of course, the narrative always get painted as if black men are, you know, deadbeats. But nah, it's just the sucker niggas that y'all date. It's the niggas that y'all date, the ancient dudes that y'all date. That ain't shit. And that's a small percentage of the black men. That ain't the majority. But you got this woman who wanted this man to feel pain. And what's even more sad is the fact that because there's no evidence, he still went to jail. Not one of his daughters could remember a time that any moment that their father touched them. And this man still went to jail. And y'all think that, and y'all believe, and this is why men say you can't believe the shit that a lot of women say. You can't. You can't believe it. It's hard because a lot of y'all be fucking lying. You lie so you won't look bad. You lie so you can be a fucking victim. You lie so you don't have to hold yourself accountable for the shit that you've done. You don't want to have that mirror held up to you. And you have to look at yourself and look at your fuck ups. You don't want to have to do that. You want everybody to be on your side. You want to be the fucking victim. This is fucking sad. Now this man had to suffer years in prison because of your lies. And you think men should just believe all women? Yeah, right. All right.
Acknowledged that her story about you touching your children in a sexual way was not true. So, Miss Yvonne, is there anything that you wanted to say to Mr.
That's crazy.
Manziel?
Why didn't you fight for him harder if you knew?
What? Hold up. What the? Bitch, what? Hold up. That's all. Hold up. Hold the fuck up. What she say?
If you knew you didn't do it, and fight for him harder.
Nah.
If you knew.
Hold up.
Is there anything that you wanted to say to Mr. was not true? So, Miss Yvonne, is there anything that you wanted to say to Mr. Manziel?
Why didn't you fight for him harder?
Why didn't you fight for them harder? Why didn't you fight for them harder? So that's all you got to say? Why didn't you fight harder? Why should he have to fight? Those are his kids. Just as a lot of you would sit here and say, well, it takes two to tango. Yeah, it sure does take two to tango. It should not be hard for him to see his fucking kids. Those are his kids too. Why are you making it difficult for him to see his children? This is the problem. And you can't even, and you lack the decency to have accountability. You're going to try to push it back on him and say, why didn't you fight harder? What the fuck is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? And y'all wonder, and y'all fucking wonder. Y'all wonder why men are talking the way that they're talking today. You wonder. You think men are just being misogynistic? You think men are just, oh, we hate women? No, we holding y'all accountable. We trying to hold that mirror up to your fucking face and show you that it ain't just us, shorty. It's you too. You hold some responsibility in the situation. You got some power in this too. Don't try to put it all on the man. He suffered enough, and you still want to put blame on him. That's crazy to me, dog.
If you knew you didn't do it.
And what is it
What
that he could have said that would have made you not believe the lie you were telling? Miss Yvonne, you told the lie. It was a lie.
Exactly.
And you told it.
You told the lie.
And you got to own it.
I'm sorry. I need you to say that you did not rape your girls. I need to hear it come out your mouth the way I've always heard it, Ma.
I apologize for you.
So wait, hold up. So she been telling her kids that happened? She was telling her kids that. Nah, G.
I apologize.
You to say that you
told it. And you got to own it.
I'm sorry. I need you to say that you did not rape your girls. I need to hear it come out your mouth the way I've always heard it, Ma.
I apologize for accusing you of raping.
Shit. Great. I forgot. God damn it.
Yeah. Please forgive me.
You don't have to forgive him.
Boy, so what do y'all, so I want to ask y'all a question. What do y'all think? Is that shaking because he's trying to hold back the tears? Or is that the shaking because he's trying to hold back from backhanding her ass? Because boy, I know those emotions. Oh boy. Listen, I'm not an advocate for abuse. I'm not. I would never tell a man to put his hands on a woman. I would never tell a woman to put her hands on a man. I'd say keep your hands to your motherfucking self. But sometimes, y'all drive a man up the fucking wall. And y'all like to talk about emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is being able to control your emotions despite thereof. Despite the fact that you want to go upside that motherfucker head. Despite the fact you want to put her head between the drive. Despite the fact you want to put her ass in the pedigree like Triple H and body slammer. I never advocate for it. I don't. And I would tell every man that don't put your hands on a woman. And I would tell every woman, don't put your hands on a man. I don't care if it's just little punches. I don't care. Keep your hands to your mother himself. But the way that this man is shaking right now, it's like he wanted to reach all the way back to Africa and like real talk.
You don't have to.
Woo. Yeah, that's pain in his heart, man. That's But do you blame him though? Do you blame him? That's all I'm saying. Do you blame him?
I cannot accept your apology.
Fair.
Because
fair.
It's not sincere.
Fair.
Deep down, I know that you didn't believe that. You knew I had no sexual desires for my children. For 25 years, this thing has broken me.
25 years. 25 years from a lie. A lie. And y'all want us to believe y'all on the shit that y'all say, just based off of the shit that y'all say. You know, there are so many women that go on TikTok, that go on Instagram and spew bullshit about their husbands, about the men that they've dated, the kind of men that they dated, how they were narcissistic, how they were this, how they were that, but they never say what they did wrong. They always claim to be the victim. They always claim to be doing the most as a spouse, as a partner, as a girlfriend. You always just You always spew out, oh, well, I was this, I was doing that, I was trying to communicate, I was doing this, that, and the third. I'm not going to believe that, and I don't. I got to hear your side, I got to hear his side, and then I can decipher where the truth lies, because there's this thing that I live by. It's his story, her story, then there's the truth. That's why I don't believe a lot of shit that a lot of men say. And I don't believe a lot of shit that women say. Because if I get both sides of the story, I can then weigh that option out and what both of y'all said and see where the things align. And if everything is completely off, then we just got to figure out who's lying. But this is crazy. 25 years. This is 25. Oh, excuse me. 25 years. This would have me fucking in flames. You would see the red in my eyes. You hear me? Ooh, my eyes would be as red as this hat. You feel me? That's why.
You don't know. It has affected my life in ways I can't even count.
Facts.
The things that you did.
Mm-hmm.
This is not no game.
Facts.
This is these children's lives. And it's just a demon.
And that's the problem. And I said it earlier. A lot of y'all are so focused on yourself. Y'all are so fucking selfish. You forget that it ain't about you no more. It's about the children. The children suffer the most in this situation, especially a situation like this, when the father should be in the household, when they should have their fathers. A situation like this, because this woman has been lying, has traumatized those women forever off of a lie. Now, I guarantee these women are going to, those young ladies, I guarantee are going to resent their mother for lying for 25 years, bro. 25. That is wild.
In you that you need to deal with.
Yep. I 1000% agree. 100%. That is. This is, again, I'm going to reiterate this again. I'm going to say it again. For everybody listening to me and for everyone who's going to listen to this live stream and to this video in the future, I need y'all to understand something. Men aren't just talking because they're just here to talk, just because they're just trying to downplay or bash women. That's not what we're here for. What we're here for is to have the communication and express things that are going on the men's side that people don't like to talk about. You know, what I like to call barbershop talk, the shit that y'all never heard, because when men go to the barbershop, and back in the day when they used to be at the barbershop for hours and hours at a time, because they're having conversations about the shit that y'all used to do. Just like y'all would have conversations about men at y'all hair salons, right? And the shit used to be, what happens in the barbershop stays in the barbershop, right? Now that we have platforms where we can actually have these conversations out loud, and we got a microphone and we're able to talk, now people can give their experiences and other people's experiences, even if they haven't experienced it themselves. And we see what's going on TikTok. We see what's going on YouTube. We see what's going on Instagram. We see what's going on X. We see it. And you expect, and you think men are just talking about you just to bash you? Nah, you ain't that fucking special. But we are here to hold you accountable. Just like y'all always try to hold us accountable for bullshit. Literally, just like this woman just did. She tried to hold him accountable again. Why didn't you fight harder for your children? What? You were lying, and you knew you were lying, but you wanted me to fight more. What type of game are you playing? What type of game is that? I want to see how hard he gonna fight for his kids. Nigga, what? You better give me my goddamn kids. And see, the problem is we have a lot of simps in the world. And for those of you who don't know what simps mean, is suckers. Hold on, what is it? What is suckers? What is it? Suckers something mediocre box. I'm not gonna say the P word, but box. Oh, there it is. Suckers idolizing mediocre box. Suckers idolizing mediocre box. That's what a simp is, right? So you got a lot of these cats who are here. Yeah, queen. Yeah, you don't deserve him, queen. Yeah, you need a real man. You need a real man. Tell that man to fight for his kids. And then you got other men here. Bro, I don't care what she do, bro. You're supposed to fight for your kids. Nah, bro. Nah. I shouldn't have to fight for my kids. If you know that I'm a good father and you know that I'm going to be a great father, why the fuck do I need to fight for my kids? Why do I got to fight for them? You should just be willing to give my kids to me. Whether it's a 50-50 or it's a 20-80, 60-40, whatever it is. When that time comes for me to get my kids, you give them to me. I shouldn't have to fight. I shouldn't. There should not be any resistance when it comes to getting my kids. And the audacity of this hoe. 25 years, and the audacity that the first thing came out of your mouth when she said, when Miss Ayanla told her and said, hey, do you have anything to say? She said, why didn't you fight harder? Boy, I would have, man, I would have threw that whole note. I would have threw that whole notebook at her goddamn face. On God. If I wouldn't have threw it at her face, I would have threw it somewhere. You hear me? But this is what we talk about. This is what red pill is. Red pill is to take the veil away from your eyes so you can see what's actually going on out here in this world. It's not to bash women. It's not to talk down on you women, because a lot of y'all ain't that fucking special in the first fucking place. It's to take the veil from your eyes and actually see what the fuck is going on out here. Because a lot of shit that a lot of these women spew out, it ain't the real shit. They're only talking about their anecdotal experiences because they're bad choices and the type of men that they choose to date and the men that they choose to lay down with. And their choices of not to take accountability when they know they had a choice to do something or not to do something. But they want to point the finger at somebody else because they don't want to be held accountable. They want to be the victims. And that goes the same for other men as well. There are shitty men out here. There are. But again, these men already get held accountable. These men we already know who the Pookies and Ray Rays are. That's why we stay away from them type of niggas. Like, hey, don't hang around them sucker niggas over there. Get away from them. They are bad business. Get away from them. And that's what we do. We get away from them. But a lot of y'all ladies will promote bad behavior. I'm a girl's girl. All right, cool. You a girl's girl, but what you're also doing is accepting bad behavior too. And that's where men try to come in and say, hey, we don't accept that shit. Stop doing that. I don't even know what you say. Ain't nobody listening to no goddamn man. I can do what I want to do. I'm liberated. I'm independent. I got my own. I make my own money. I deserve this, that, and the third. You a 4, but you say I'm a 10. I'm a baddie. 300 pounds talking about you a baddie. Looking like a booger wolf. Talking about you a baddie. I got all these niggas in my DMs, yeah, but ain't now one of them talking about they want to marry you either. All they want is the box. That's it. You ain't that special. You're not. And this is not to bash you, just giving you what's real. You're not that special. You may think you are, and guess what? The results show that you're not that special. So you can say that you're a baddie. You can say that you deserve this. You can say you can talk about how educated you are, how much money you made, what type of job you got, the type of people you hang around. You can talk about all that, but guess what? If you ain't got the results to show for it, I don't know for what you say. I don't go by the results. And the results say, you ain't as bad as you think you are. So that's what's up, bro. So at the end of the day, fellas, pay attention to the type of women that you lay down with. I get it. You know what I'm saying? She want to open the lid up for you, but sometimes you got to take precaution, bro. Pay attention to her. Listen to the things that she say. Pay attention. Stop just looking at her because she got a body on her. She got a little junk in the trunk, dog. I don't care about all that. Nope. But I'm not gonna keep beating the dead horse. This was a dope show tonight, bro. I appreciate y'all for tapping in with your boy. And listen, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. It's gonna help the algorithm reach the type of people that like my type of content. Also, if you want to support the channel, the link will be in the description and it's right here going across the screen right here in the Cash App, which is C. Edgar. Listen, it is not expected. So please understand that it's not expected, but it is definitely appreciated. And look, we are trying to be one of the biggest YouTubers out here. So I'm going to need y'all help. I'm going to need y'all to tap in with your boy. I don't care. Look, this ain't an echo chamber. You can disagree with everything that I fucking said, but that's part of this. I want to have the discussion. I want to talk to y'all. So y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comments.